How serious is this?
Well, it's certainly concerning, perhaps not surprising, though, given that we know that there are thousands. In fact, our producer, who was around the makeshift camps in Dunkirk, said that he believed there was about 6,000 there, living in often squalid conditions. There are outbreaks of diseases regularly in these camps, and officials are clear that those coming across here are not contracting diseases at Manston, but are bringing diseases that they've contracted within these camps across with them. The latest information we have is that 6 people have been confirmed with diphtheria at Manston. They are now being isolated in a special area of the camp, as is the new protocol. The Home Office will not comment directly on this latest outbreak. They have issued a statement, though, to say that they are providing vaccinations for those arriving, as with the UK Health Security Agency's latest advice to them. They're also providing antibiotics to those they suspect of having diphtheria, and there are isolation procedures now tried and tested there. I should say as well, Andrew, that we've been given some still images from inside the Manston camp taken by a source inside there, which give an indication of the kind of conditions there. You saw the mats on the floor. Lots of people in these makeshift dormitories there sleeping beside each other. There are hundreds of these blue bags outside. Now, they contain clothing and other belongings from the migrants. And because of the squalid conditions they've been living in these makeshift camps around Dunkirk and Calais, that's them there, they are treated as hazardous waste, taken away and disposed of. But I think it's inevitable, given the kind of conditions that people have been living with, sometimes for months over the other side of the channel, that there are going to be health concerns with those coming across here.
How serious can diphtheria be for this person who's got it?
Well, it's a potentially deadly disease. 10% of those who contract diphtheria could go on to die. In the outbreak we had in October, 50 diphtheria cases were confirmed by health officials. 2 of those were serious enough to require hospitalisation. And then a third individual died and was tested and shown to have had diphtheria as well. The good news is that most Britons will have been inoculated at birth or in childhood for this particular disease. However, we know that in the last 10, 20 years, there's been about 6-7 million additional people have come to the UK, mainly through migration. Many of those will come from countries where diphtheria inoculation is perhaps not a routine part of the process. So if they contract it, then there are potentially serious consequences for them and serious consequences for the health service, which is struggling at the moment.
Just finally, Mark, when is the government and the Home Office finally going to get to grip with this issue? The small boats are pouring across the channel on a daily basis.
I'm not sure what they can do that is actually going to make any material difference to what we're seeing. This deal with the French, which gets repackaged every single year as this great new deal, is not that at all. It's part of a 6-year deal that gets renewed each year. They're given a bit more money. We're told there are a few more in the way of security services on the likes of the beach. Before, of course, it was the small boats issue. It was the lorries coming across the Channel port, and we paid all of the extra money for new infrastructure security apparatus around the port and extra checks there. But it's never gone away. It remains an issue, and it's a very lucrative issue. A very lucrative business for the criminal gangs, because they're charging, what, £3,000 to £4,000 a head. You get 40 or 50 people on board a boat. You get multiple boats coming across every single day. It mounts up to many millions of pounds every single week that the criminal gangs are making. So they're going to continue doing that, and they know that as soon as they get them over the channel, they enter the asylum system or the modern slavery people trafficking system, depending on what they claim has happened to them. And they're often lost in that system for not just months, but years. So they've succeeded in the sense that they've got over, and the vast majority will probably be allowed to stay at the end of the day.